Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on the mic real quick and go over a setup that I saw from today's trading session. But first things first, I wanted to go over the higher time frame analysis, which is what we see here currently. So we can see that we've sold off pretty hard in the past, but now we're trying to come back up. We're trying to make a make or break run for it. If you can just see, this kind of weird looking trend line, we've kind of broken that and held value above that. Then you can even see here, I'll just get rid of these lines so it's not that noisy. You can see that we've been making a strong push up. You can see that by the past, 4 green candles here with a fifth today. We had a rally-based rally confirmation today, which was cool. But I do think that we do need to come back, test this daily demand again before pushing higher. It's just something that I've noticed and it just feels right. But of course, we do have to play the chart and not get in our heads. But this is I feel like we are getting a little bit extended. Volumes kind of dying down a little bit. So I would like us to see us collect some more orders down here before I push up. I do see us breaking all-time highs at some point during the course of this year. But that's just a guess. So the next area that's of interest above this level is this 4585 area, this 4600 area, and this 655 supply, excuse me. So from today's setup, like I mentioned earlier, we have a rally, a base, and a rally. Really cool setup. And then we had this creating demand and supply setup. Whoops. If I can just go over here again. Apologies. All right. So we opened up inside supply, this really used supply right up, and we were kind of getting, we were breaking above pre-market high. Excuse me. Holding value above this area of 4470, which was the unique interest, or the interesting area that I was looking at. And what was the setup of the day that I really wanted to look at was this setup that I want to go over real quick. I'll draw an oval just to direct your attention. All right, so really liked, just as a reminder, we were creating, we had, a couple strong green days. We were creating a rally-based rally. We were basing inside supply. We were creating new demand inside supply, which is also bullish. We were consolidating above VWAP, and we had these nice lower wicks here. So that was very interesting to note. And we were kind of like a bottoming pattern here. We had almost like a mini wedge here if I break it down on a 1 minute real quick. I don't normally use a 1 minute, but just for illustration purposes, I will use this. Okay, here we go. We had kind of like a wedge pattern here. You can kind of see it here, or just kind of an ascending triangle almost, and then we broke out of it. So you may be wondering, well, where is my entry? Excuse me. If we go on a 5-minute chart, we can see that as soon as we started pushing up, above this area, this 4482 mark, that's where the entry is. With a stop either below your entry, that's a tight stop, and the more relaxed stop is below this 4474 area, which is kind of like the pivot area, which I would also agree with. Targeting this 90-minute supply here. So if your target was this 90-minute supply and your entry was right at this 4483 area with, a stop 1 or 2 points below, that's a really good risk reward. And even then under here, if you're risking about, let's say 8 points, maybe 9, we'll call it. It's about a 1.5 to 1. So not the best, not the greatest. Maybe you can even sneak by with a 2 to 1. But your risk reward really would have made sense if you had your stop below this 4482 mark. If you missed that, you could have gotten in on this retest, but we had strong volume here confirming that, and that would have been a nice area to get long, targeting this 90-minute supply with 4,500 in mind as well as a nice whole number. On NQ, I don't believe I saw anything. Just want to go over that real quick though. Yep. Okay. So I do like this level. I've always had this level 14384, this kind of area, which was actually interesting. We bounced off at the first 5 minutes and came above. This actually, if you were quick enough, you could have gotten long here. As soon as we kind of wicked out this VWAP, held value above, and basing above this small 30-minute supply zone as well. The 90-minute supply was a little bit of concern. Carmine didn't really mention it. He actually said he completely missed it, which was totally fine because it just got completely wiped out. So he kind of didn't really pay attention to it. It was key supply in my mind, so that was a little alarming, which was the same time that we were in the SPY trade or the ES trade. But given the volume and the pressure from buyers, it was not too concerning. So just something to look out for in the future. Another kind of wedging setup that you saw here, you could have gotten here down below. But other than that, not really. It was kind of just like a slow mover, right? It was just not really a volatile day. You can kind of see that we're kind of just making these short little bursts. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Otherwise, not really much to go off of today. But right now we're consolidating again, so maybe we're looking for a move up, move down, who knows? But, we'll just have to play the chart and see what tomorrow brings us. Well, I hope you guys learned something from today, and thanks for watching.